Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. So we're going to be doing a few things on the truck tonight. This is something that I wanted to get done for a while. I've actually had these for a couple months and just never got around to getting them done. So I'm going to knock them out tonight. It's pretty warm out. It's like 60 something degrees. So I'm able to keep the garage door open and not be freezing out here like I have been the last couple months in the winter. It's starting to finally warm up. So we're going to get this done. What we're actually doing is replacing all of the Ford badges, so on the tailgate as well as the grill, and I'm also replacing the EcoBoost badge on the side. I was going to remove it, but I found some really nice black ones just to give it a little bit of an OEM plus look, but still remove all the chrome. Now I know you're going to say the back bumper. Yes, I am waiting on those. Those things were on back. I ordered actually them back in December. And they're been on back order and they're supposed to ship at the beginning of April. So those are going to be removed and it's going to be completed with the blacked out look. So don't mention those because trust me, it's coming, I promise. But as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, I washed the truck over the weekend. It was beautiful, really, really clean. I spent a lot of time on it. I finally was able to spend a decent amount of time washing the truck since it finally warmed up. It was like 70 something that day. And I really got a chance to really give it a thorough cleaning, get all the salt off after all the winter. And then literally that night, huge thunderstorms, got absolutely filthy, as you guys can see right here. Super dirty. I'm so mad I didn't even get a chance to see a clean truck for more than like a couple hours. But that's pretty normal. Anytime I wash any car, it just seems to happen no matter what. Forecast said no rain, but of course, when I finished, I checked it. It's a thunderstorm. So we got a dirty truck once again, but it just gives me another opportunity to clean up the truck and enjoy another wash that I enjoy doing so much. So let me show you the badges. So as we got them over here, they are a matte black badge with a gloss black Ford logo. Really nice. They're painted. They're not overlaid or anything like that. They're OEM badges. So as you can see on the back, this is for the rear tailgate. This one is double-sided taped. And then on the front, this one actually screws in. So you can see the pegs and everything. So it's going to be really nice. It's going to really clean it up because I can't stand the chrome badges on here. And here are the EcoBoost badges. They're a nice same kind of finish with the matte black, but the logo or the EcoBoost writing font is in red, just to add some contrast to an otherwise pretty blacked out vehicle. So it'll give a nice little touch of contrast on the door, and I think it's going to look good. These are actually a little bit bigger than the stock ones, but it's still going to look good. So add a nice little pop of red, which I think will look nice. And I got to replace the cabin filter. So I got an OEM cabin filter. I don't know when the last time this was replaced, so I picked one up. I'll leave a link below. This is like 20 bucks or so. It's a fairly straightforward thing, so I'm gonna knock that out as well. So let's go ahead. Let's get started on the rear, since this one is way easier, since it's just held on by double-sided tape, and the front one requires a little bit more work since we need to remove the grill. But let's go ahead. Let's get started and knock these out. All right, so I got all the adhesive off as best as I possibly could. Now we're gonna put the new one on, literally just peel it off, and you can see all the pins, has all the clips and everything, and it just goes right into the same exact spot. So really straightforward, very easy. So let's go ahead and get that done. Holy moly, so much better. Smallest difference, all about the details, but that looks so good. Truck is obviously dirty, like I mentioned, but it looks so much better than having that chrome there. Now, what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to ceramic coat these real quick since they are painted, and I want to obviously protect them as best as possible. The car is not corrected or coated at all yet. I'm planning on doing a full truck detail series pretty soon. I was waiting for the weather to warm up. And obviously I can't store the truck in the garage since it's so big. So I need to kind of plan it out in terms of the weather. So we'll get that done soon. but I want to at least get these protected. So I'm going to throw some G-Technic CSL and then a couple layers of XOV4 on there just to get a little protection on there, since they are painted. They're hand painted by somebody. Plus these are pretty expensive as well. It's like $200 for the set, which is pretty crazy just for emblems, but they are OEM emblems, so it's not like they're knockoffs or anything, and they're painted, so they are very nice. But let's go ahead, let's ceramic coat this one real quick, and we'll let it kind of cure, and then we'll do the front and do the same thing and get everything coated and all done. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw some CSL on there, and then we can spin the truck around and get the front done. All right, so we got the first layer of CSL on the badge. Really nice. It actually kind of amplified the depth of it a little bit. So I'm gonna let that cure for a couple hours actually, while I go on to the front, since that takes a little bit longer to remove, since I need to take off the entire grill. The rear is much easier since you literally just pop it off, but looks so much better. I absolutely love it. Cleans it up. Obviously gets rid of the chrome. So all right, so let me go ahead. I'm actually going to I wanted to show you the difference over here real quick, just so you guys can see. So here's the nice painted badge, and then here is the ugly stock chrome blue. I'm actually going to go ahead and coat this one as well, since it's going to be a little bit before I get this one on the front of the grill. So I'm going to coat that right now, so it has a little bit of cure time before I actually spin the truck around. We get the front done. So let me do that real quick, spin the truck around, and we'll get knocking out on the front. So this is what we're going to be working on now. Like I said, this one's a little bit more involved, since I need to remove the grill to get behind it, since there is a screw holding this one in. I've taken this grill off before, since I actually replaced it. I used to have the ugly chrome one on there. I've done the headlights, so I've taken this whole entire front end apart like 1,000 times already. So it's pretty straightforward, but there is the stock badge, and we're going to be replacing it with the same gloss black, matte black badge. So gonna look way, way nicer. That has been bothering me so much, so I'm glad I'm finally getting this done, because it's been sitting in the box for a couple months now. But let's go ahead, let's dismantle everything, get it kind of stripped down, then we can remove the emblem there and get everything replaced. So we got the grill off of the truck. It's just a couple bolts. It's kind of a pain in the ass just to get to, but we managed. So normally when I replaced the actual grill, I had to take this whole entire shroud off, which is actually an automated blind for the actual radiator and intercooler. So it kind of opens and closes, based on how much air is getting through. So I actually had to take this whole piece off to replace the grill, but gonna be hard to see, but you can there you go. You can see the 10mm nuts. That is the badge back there. So I'm just going to use a long extension instead of taking this whole piece off to get to it, which is pretty easy. So so good, so much better on the black. It stands out enough where it's not in your face, but you can still see the logo and everything. Looks way better than the ugly chrome. So obviously fit and finish is perfect, since it is an OEM badge. But yeah, not bad. Honestly, I was procrastinating doing this whole entire project just because I didn't feel like doing all of this. But I was able to dismantle pretty much all this within like 5-10 minutes. So not as bad as I remembered. So let's go ahead, let's throw it back on the truck, and then we can move on to the side badges. off. Absolutely love how that changed up the front end. It was crazy how much the stock badge actually stood out with all the black, but that looks phenomenal. Absolutely love how that turned out. So now I'm just going to actually coat this with some EXO real quick, throw a layer on there, throw a layer on the back. I won't record that since it's pretty much the same thing that I did with the CSL. Just wipe it on, then wipe it right off. Then I'm going to wait a few hours and then do another coat. But I'm going to go ahead and knock out the sides. I'll do one side first, and then I'll try to get an angle. It's kind of hard with the limited space here with the STI here, but we'll get that knocked out, and I'll show you what it looks like. But super thrilled how that turned out. Oh, man. Looks so good. I seriously, like I said, I've been procrastinating doing this just because I didn't feel like taking the grill off and everything, but I'm happy I got it done. It's been sitting here. It was time. And yeah, looks fantastic. So, all right, let me wrap this up. Let me get the badges coated so that I can get those completely finished and then do the sides. And then we also need to do the cabin filter real quick as well. So before I close the hood, I wanted to check the oil catch can. And sure enough, it's pretty much like half filled. But it's pretty insane how much this catches in such a short amount of time. Usually I check it every 1,000 miles. And I'm just around the 1,000-mile mark since I emptied it last. So pretty insane to see how much actually gets caught. So I definitely recommend picking up a catch can or an AOS if you have a STI. But pretty insane. Glad I installed this. This thing was only like $150 or so. So definitely worth it. There we go, guys. Got the side EcoBoost badge on. Looks pretty good. Got it nice and level, and it adds a nice pop of color to an otherwise pretty dark car because everything else is pitch black, and I thought the little nice pop of red would be nice on the black. So let me go ahead. I'm going to knock out the other side real quick. All right, guys, so it actually is the next day. I got the badges knocked out last night, but I still need to knock out the cabin filter, so I'm going to do that to wrap up the video. I also did some laundry with my microfibers, so I got to put that away in a little bit. But I'm just going to throw this in. It's not going to be a tutorial, but I'll kind of just, I guess, walk you through it a little bit, and then we can wrap the video up. All right, so super simple. You guys saw me just drop this, and then it's 2 bolts up top, and then this piece just pulls out. And then we get some light back here. You can see that little honeycomb cover right there. That is where the cabin filter is. So all we're going to do is just remove the tabs. So this is pretty dirty, so keep in mind this is what you're breathing in when you have the AC or the heat on, pretty much any air coming through the vents for that matter. So all this, you're breathing that in. It's pretty gross. I have no idea when this was changed last, since I am not the first owner, but pretty gross. So let me open the box and show you what a new one looks like, just so you guys compare, but that is for sure really dirty. All right, so here's the old one. There's the new one. There is the difference. Huge difference. Pretty gross. So like I said, I got this from Amazon. It was like 20 bucks. I definitely recommend doing this every 10, 15,000 miles or so. And again, I don't know when this was changed last, so be sure to change these out. It's not hard to get to. Dealerships will charge you way more. You know, you can get all the parts that you need for 20 bucks, and it takes, 10 minutes of your time. Definitely do it yourself, even if you're not mechanically inclined. It's very, very simple to do. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's throw this back in the truck, get everything together, and then we can wrap the video up. Alright guys, so that wraps up this video. We got the badges done, as well as the cabin filter. I actually ended up removing the side EcoBoost badges. I wasn't happy with them, and as a matter of fact, as I was removing the passenger side, I ended up cracking one, which is not a big deal. These things were only like 25, 30 bucks. But I wasn't really happy with the look. I think it just stood out a little too much. They are nice, but it just didn't really fit my truck. So not going to be running those. So after all that, decided not to run them. But let's take a look at the badges real quick. You guys obviously saw it in video, and it's nighttime, so I'll try to get some light on it. There's the rear badge, and I absolutely love the way the front looks. So as you can see over here, I took the badges off on the side, and then here is the front badge. The truck is obviously very dirty. Really happy with the overall outcome. Truck looks so good. It's something I've been dying to do forever. I just didn't get the time to get it done, and finally I was able to do it. Yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not STI content, and I know the truck content is not as popular, but I still like documenting it since it is a really fun vehicle to own and modify and just drive and everything, and I figured I would just show the process like I do with my STI. Now, as for the STI, the next thing that we're going to be installing is the Recaro Sportster GT passenger seat. If you guys don't follow me, you guys know that I have the driver's side. I've been running that for almost 2 years now, so finally got the passenger side, so I'm going to knock that out probably tomorrow. So there'll be a full video doing that install, and then we're going to be going external wastegate on this in a couple weeks, so the parts are coming in for that, and we'll go over all that information in another video. But as for this one, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave all the links below for everything that I used in this video, for the badges, for the side badges as well, cabin filter, everything, in case you guys are interested in picking that up. So that's it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions at all, please leave them in the comments below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.